Today I'm going to continue our transformation section that we started last day. Last day we were talking about three transformations like select, filter, and arrange. Today actually we need those three. I'll go through them like a recap, but today my main focus is to talk about another couple of functions that we can use to deal with data sets. Uh, before that, before that, I need to talk about some data types that you can see when you try to visualize your data sets. So let's take a look at what are those data types. So I'm going to use NYC Flight 13 dataset. It is already installed. Only thing you have to do is simply call it through a library and then use it. So this is the way you can call this NYC Flights 13 dataset library NYC Flight 13, and then don't forget to include your library type bus. So in my case, I'll simply copy and paste, and let me show you how does it look like. Front library 13, it will take a couple of minutes. I think it is okay. There's a warning message. If you check this console, you can see a warning message because there's a version mismatch, but doesn't matter, don't worry about that. Then diverse. All right, it's done. Whenever you need to see a data set, uh, you can simply call view. Okay? I think this data set it is loaded under it's saved under flights. Okay, so let's say view. Oh, sorry, should be here. View, yes, view what? Flights. Oh yeah, that's what we need. Flights. Run this, and you can see it is running. It takes a couple of minutes, maybe a minute, to load this data set because it's big data set. It has about 300,000 rows. Okay, 8 columns. It has 19 columns, about 300,000 rows. So it takes a couple of minutes to load. Right, this is the data set. Okay. In this thing I have mentioned, yes. To see the whole data set, you can simply run view flights. Okay, using view flights, you can see the data set. Actually, there are four. This is what I need to talk about today. Before we start our main topic, there are a few different data types. Especially, it is four, but there are a few data types that you can see when you are trying to visualize this data as a table. Oh, wait. Nice. Here, let me show you this. Okay, if you want to check these check this data set in the console, not like view flights, just flight. Type flights here, the data set name, and it will show you a piece of data set. Not everything, just a piece. Okay, right. Check this one. It has mentioned a table. A table means simply, I think I mentioned this, a table. Okay, it has this much rows this much columns, and these are sample of few columns. There should be 19 columns, and it has mentioned 12 more variables that it cannot show. Okay, right here under each variable name, did you identify something else? Under each variable name there is something. See, within within greater than and less than sign, this means the data that variables or that columns data types. Okay, that variable data type. For example, day. Day is kind of a numerical one, so it is integer. Days cannot be 1.5, 1.3. Dates are just 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those kind of values, so those are integers. Same goes to months and years. Okay, there are no months like 1.5, 1.3. It is just 1 or 2, something like that. Uh, and there is another one under this departure delay, dip departure delay, is dbl, that is doubles. Let me show you this here in this note. Okay, double. Int stands for integers, dbl is for doubles, or we call real numbers like 2.535, something like that. Okay, then you will see here you can see there is nothing called like that. Yeah, for this variable, for example, this carrier variable, it is chr. Chr means characters, and there's a different one, dttm. This one dttm, that means date and time. That means date and time, stand for date and time. Okay, you cannot see, but there are another three useful data types that you may see in the future. LGL, this is for logical value. Okay, logical values. Logical values, what are the logical values? True, false, right? Then another one, if FCTR, factors. FCTR, factors. Okay, factors represents fixed possible values. Okay, belongs to categorical variables. Date, simply date. Okay, right. You have used filter the previous class, and I just want to show you something else you haven't seen before. I mean, you haven't seen in the last class. It's just go beyond the filters, use kind of statistical concepts regarding to and, or, not, that kind of stuff. Okay, for example, if you have two things, this colored area represents this gray color area represents what? Do you know these Venn diagrams? Have you done Venn diagrams before? Have you seen it? No. Okay. This means, for example, this gray color area means it doesn't belong to X, right? It belongs to Y, but not this area. This area is common area for all of for both. Okay. This represents not X. Okay, X means not belongs to this. Y and X, but not X. That area is this. Only belongs to Y. Okay. Another example, X and Y. This intersection belongs to both X and Y. So we use and logical and. Okay. These are the symbols. Actually, these are symbols we use and. This ampersand sign. Okay. If you need X, just X, right? It belongs Y, it doesn't matter, but it is X. If you need everything, if you need both X and Y, X, O, Y. This pipe, this pipe this pipe symbol. It's not pipe that we have done in the class. This pipe means just the key. It's above the enter key. Enter key. You can find this pipe key. Okay. X O Y. This represent O. Logical O. This one. You can use in R. You can use these symbols, or sometimes you can use words. O. Right. And you, I think you remember what is this? This is not, right? Exclamation mark, that means not. Always comes in front of the variable name. Okay, not that variable. Right. Let's try to use this. If you need to filter the flight details based on month 11 and 12, so 11 or 12, either one or both. Okay, O means either one or both, and means and means belongs to both of them, belongs to all of them. Okay, here we have two, so belongs to both of them, right? Okay, let's get this one. So I'm going to use filter. In the filter case, you need to mention the data set flights, then you have to mention a condition, right? That's how it works in the filter. In this argument, this condition argument, you can use month equal 11 sorry, or month equal 12. If you do that, output here you can see all of them are month 11 or 12. Okay, so with that we have about 55,000 rows. Okay, all of them are month equal 11 or 10. In R, we have single and ampersand sign, O, I mean O by using pipe key, and also we have double and double pipes. Okay, these two sets, this one and this one, they have a different purpose. Okay, so right now do not use double ampersand sign and double O sign. Always always try to use these two. Okay, double ampersand and double O symbol we use in conditional executions. So we will learn those things later at the very end. Okay, so now use this. Okay, the next part is the missing value. Missing value plays a huge role because we have to consider these missing values. It can mess things up. Okay, so you have to check missing values. Most of the time, if you open up a data set, missing values, especially in R or Python, they use uh, a word called null, Null or Na, not applicable. That means that value is missing. In that particular cell, value is missing. Okay, these are not troublemakers always, but when we do some kind of a calculation, for example, we need to take the mean of that particular column, then we may have a problem. Okay, most of the time, I mean automatically, these programming languages like R, Python, they simply remove, I mean temporarily remove that missing value row, this entire row from the calculation. Okay, that's the automatic way how these R or Python handles data, unless you specifically mention what to do with these missing values. Right. For now, that's enough. In the next section, I'll show you how to deal with missing values when you are reading a data set. Simply, we have to use a parameter called na.rm true or false. Okay, right. We will talk about that later. If I recap this arrange again, we can simply use arrange flight data set, flight data into descending order by using departure delay descending order. Okay, then you can see here we need arrange flights descending DESC dip underscore delay DELAY, yeah, delay, simple D. It's here. So this one is departure delay. This one, this column, uh, into descending order. See, it's from the largest value to the lowest value. Okay, I'll skip this one. This is just a recap of select in three different ways. You remember, right? One by one, columns one by one, few columns together, or whatever the columns that you don't need, you can select as you wish. Okay, right. This is what I need to talk about today. Mutate, which means whenever you need to create a new column by using columns that you already have. For example, you have this column here in the data set. You have this departure delay. Okay, you need to find the mean of this departure delay, and or for example, is you need to standardize. I believe you remember that word standardization in data 227 chapter 2. We just talk about standardization, reduce, sorry, subtract mean of that column from each value and divide that value by its standard deviation. That's how we do the standardization. So if you need to find the standardized value or you need to standardize, then it's going to be a new column. So that kind of things we can do by using mutate. Mutate, create a new column. Okay, it does not affect to the other columns. It just create another column. That's it. Okay, here I have used a simple calculation for to create a new column, which is this: simply subtracting two variables and also speed, distance divided by time due to columns. This first step is optional, but it makes things easier if you use that. You simply select uh, particular columns. You don't use all the columns. You just use particular columns. Okay, right. Here you just select your data with delay, ends with delay. Okay, ends with delay. Mutate. Now you have flights. You don't have. Uh, you have these two. You don't have distance. Do we have distance? Yes, we have distance. Okay, we'll see. Right. This is a new data set. It should be mutate. Should be there. So mutated. We mutated how many? That's the important part. We mutated. Actually, we added this variable gain. It's a new variable and speed. Right. Okay. So previously we had 19 columns. With these two, it should be 21. Yes, it is. And you can see those two columns here. This one and this one. Okay. If you want to check what are the values, simply call a flight flights, then dollar sign. You can see those. These are not included right now. So you should be able to see it here. Let's use view. It's more clear. Give it a couple of minutes and it will load. Still you have 19 columns. Because these creations or these new columns they are created virtually. Those two columns will not add to your original data set. It remain aside apart from the original data set. Okay. uh, right, there is just one more thing that I want to talk about with the mutate. There is slight different one called transmute. It's not mutate, it's transmute. This one. If you want to keep this new variable, because this using this mutate, you can create a variable and it will assign to your data set, but it's kind of a virtual one, virtual creation, virtual column. Okay, and that's why you cannot see it in this data set, your previous flight data set. If you want to write it on this table as a new column, if you would write it, you have to use transmute. You have to use transmute. The same thing, this one, the same thing, only difference is the keyword right here. It's mutate, just change it to transmute. Transmute. Okay, if you do that, you can easily see those variables those two variables. Okay, again, but now once you do that, you cannot see your original data set. It will pop up like a individual, like a separate columns. Okay, it has nothing to do with your data set now, but your data set is there. It doesn't delete anything. uh, your output gonna be these two columns only. Okay, so either way it doesn't matter, based on your problem or based on your need. You can use mutate or transmute to create columns. Okay, when you create columns, the logic behind how to create, it's up to you. It's based on your problem that you have. Here I have used simply a simple difference, and also to calculate the speed, distance divided by time. Okay. It can be an easy one like this, or it can be a complex mathematical calculation. It doesn't matter. Okay, you can do this part somewhere else and plug here. It works. So in order to identify these things, in order to think about these things, you have to practice. Okay, you have to practice. I have mentioned in this slide numbers 4, I have mentioned some useful creation functions. You see mutate, transmute. I'm not going to cover this part because it is optional. Sometimes it may confuse you guys. If you need to dig deeper, please read this slide, page number 4. Okay, there are some other cumulative functions I have mentioned here. Come sum, come prod, come min max, this kind of stuff. So try to use them. Okay, in order to get the hands-on experience, you have to replicate these codes. Okay, all right, that's it for right now. I already have another video to talk about the rest of the stuff, like slide number 5 to slide number 7, group summaries, which summarize these things. So I'll add that video into the Moodle as well. So please continue watching the video I explained, group summaries and summarize. With those two video, with that video and this video, I have covered this section, R transformation. Okay, and altogether these three videos, last day video, today video, and the other video I'm going to upload, I have covered this transformation section. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just shoot me an email. uh, Other than that, everything is fine. Please go through this again, try to code this. You will not get anything unless you try. Okay, all right guys, that's it for today, and hope you can enjoy your weekend, and hopefully we'll see, I have hopes, fingers crossed, we can see each other on Monday. Okay, all right, then have a nice weekend. See you on Monday. Take care.